I had a gun to my head and I could only pick one of the things I learned from all of the mentors and all of the great business people I've worked with, if I could only take one of those lessons, it would be that.
Howdy team, welcome to this week's episode. I have something different for you once again. We held our first Leads to Lifestyle warm-up event. You've heard me talking about it for most of this year. And my team have chosen about 8 or 9 minutes of the best section on the life you want to live, the goals you want to set, and achieving more success with Mark Wright, who has sold the most successful marketing agency in the UK for the highest possible multiple. And as you will hear very, very quickly, this is going to help you to get huge amounts of results. So tune in, grab a pen and paper, and enjoy this short, sharp episode directly from last week's live event.
My biggest pet hate when I go into work with a company or a business owner and they tell me, I say, how's business? They say, great, everything's great. If you tell me things in your business are going great, I know you're either lying or dying. I know you're lying or dying if you tell me your business is going good, because I know in all of my companies, it's not going well at all. And I don't know anyone, I've never worked with anyone where it's all running smooth in their business. The great F1 driver, Mario Andretti, said, if you have everything under control, you're not moving fast enough. And your business is no different. If you feel like everything's going well, you're not taking big enough risks. You're not hiring enough people. You're not working with big enough customers. You're not bringing in enough people and processes in to grow your company. If it's comfortable, you're not playing to win, you're playing not to lose. And that's a scary place to be when things like the economy change or whatever it is that people believe can influence their business or their success. And the best news is if you feel like shit, things are all a bit out of control in my business, I kind of am blagging it. If people really knew how much I knew and how this was going, they wouldn't sign up to my business. Just know that that's all of our businesses. Every single business owner I work with, they kind of feel like, God, if people knew that the customer said that or this employee did this, they wouldn't use my services. And I say, that's all of our companies. That's just business. And our job is to put things in place to minimize that, but accept that. That's normal. And it should be like that because that's a sign of growth. And that's a sign that you're doing the right things in your company. This man, I love this story because his name's Mark. This is a hot dog vendor in New York back in the 40s, right? His name's Mark. He immigrated to the US and he started a hot dog vendor. There's a lot of hot dog vendors in New York, by the way. I don't know if you've been. So this guy's USP is he comes in with a hot dog vendor and his ingredients are far better than anyone else. He has the best bun, the best sausage. This makes me want a hot dog. The best condiments. He has by far 10 times more expensive ingredients than any other hot dog vendor in New York. In 2 years, he goes from 1 to 17 vendors. And he starts to make a few quid, gets enough money to send his son to Harvard Business School. His son goes to Harvard Business School, comes back after a few years and says, Dad, you've been doing it all wrong. Didn't you know there's a recession coming? Didn't you know times are tough? And the dad thinks, shit. My son's been to Harvard Business School. He must know what he's talking about. So we'll economize. He reduces the ingredients of the bun. He gets some slightly worse condiments. And he went from 17 vendors to 4 in the space of just, I think it was 17 months. And that speaks to 2 things. Right now, you turn on the news. Well, I don't. You might do. You turn on the news and you hear about the economy. Interest rates are through the roof. People can't afford mortgages, cost of living, power costs, all of these things. I mean, I had LBC in the car on the way out of here. I feel like my brain is poisoned because the negativity about the pensions, triple lock and all of this thing and no one's got any money. Be careful what information you let into your mind and into your business. My company I just sold my marketing agency, and I'm going to talk about it in a minute. The average marketing agency in the UK sells for 2 times profit, 2 times EBITDA, 2.5 times profit. My company holds the record in the UK. We sold for 9.5 times profit. 9.5 times profit. It's still today, as far as I know, the record of a sale of a marketing agency in this country. And my staff will tell you that we never had a recession in our business. I called it the People's Republic of Mark. Once you step through the door of my organization, there was no interest rates. There was no economy. There was no whatever else is happening in the world. Because I understood very early that I and my business cannot control anything that's not happening outside of my business. I can only control what's happening in my business with my employees, my staff, my product quality. So I made sure that I might have thought in my head, shit, times are tough out there, but I never let my staff see that. I never let my customers see that. The only thing they heard come out of my mouth was positivity 100% of the time. Because if I break, I don't know what message that sends to my employees, and I don't know what it sends to my customers. And overall, the quality of your product has to be exceptional and superb at all times. Your customer service and your overall product quality has to be perfect all the time. You can trick a customer to buy anything once. You can never trick them to buy anything twice. But let me tell you, the easiest way to market is to look after the customers you've already got. Customers are so focused on leads, buying leads, getting new customers, getting referrals, all of this stuff. The best way to market, I know above all else, is to get one customer and do a superb job for them. Get a 5-star review, love them, upsell and cross-sell them into your other products, and watch what happens to your customers. Great business owners understand that if you love every single customer, your business will change organically. Then all the stuff you do with me and Gary and everyone else is just icing on the cake. But you'll have enough of a great business and a reputation. A great business only needs one customer. And that's what everyone overlooks, but that's what the great business owners understand. At my 30th birthday in Las Vegas, I wish you were there, but I didn't know you then. I looked out when I was giving my speech. Gary spoke about when you're at the wedding, you just want to get the speech out of the way. I was at my 30th birthday giving my speech, and I looked out amongst the audience of the people there, and the vast majority of the people at my 30th birthday were customers of my company. And I hate when companies say, oh, my employees and my customers are my family. It's bullshit. But I really sort of live by that. I really live by that. I really love my employees and I really love my customers. And if you really treat them like that, like you want them to be at your wedding, you want them to be at your birthday party, you give them a different level of service. It's not about volume, it's about quality. Quality breeds success, not volume. And then we talk about goals. If I was going to get on a ship to go sailing this afternoon, I've never been on a ship, but anyway, let's pretend I have. If I'm going to get on a ship this afternoon and the captain says to me, I say, where are we going? He said, well, what we're going to do, Mark, is we're going to get out of Portsmouth here. I'm going to just put the throttle on. We'll see where it goes. We'll see where this one goes. I'm getting off. I want to get on and know exactly where we're going, what the sort of temperature of the water is, how it all works, fine. Because that seems like a voyage with a mapped out and planned journey. Aircraft are no different, ships are no different. So why is your life any different? If you walk out there on the street and ask anyone why they're going to work at the moment, 9 out of 10 people can't tell you. They say things like, well, everyone goes to work. I need money. Stuff like this. How inspiring is it for your employees to work for someone that doesn't have a plan that they can repeat to you quickly that inspires them and you? Not very inspiring. Having a plan so you know where you're going, a lot of the times is most of the battle. Once you know what you're trying to achieve, your brain looks for people and places to go to already start accomplishing that for you. It's just knowing what you want first. Only 15% of adults have written goals, and they're responsible for 85% of the wealth in this country. That's unbelievable. I think if I had a gun to my head and I could only pick one of the things I learned from all of the mentors and all of the great business people I've worked with, if I could only take one of those lessons, it would be that having written goals and reviewing them regularly was the key to success. Having written goals and reviewing them regularly is the key to success.
Guys, how fantastic was that little episode excerpt for you from Mr. Mark Wright, a good friend of mine. Now, if you want to hear the full 60 to 90 minute presentation that he did to my highest level leads to lifestyle clients, and if you want to hear the most up-to-date marketing techniques and strategies, the ones that he used in his marketing agency, Climb Online, prior to selling it, then you're going to need to come and join us inside Success Circle. Both of those presentations are in our brand new community group. For the last 4.5 years, I've been running the Pro Academy. We haven't opened the doors since October 2022. But now is the perfect opportunity for you to learn, develop, improve, and grow in the #1 community for self-employed people, business owners just like you. We've got a new community. We've got new support mechanisms. We're doing weekly clinics, monthly guest experts, quarterly in-person live events to help you achieve your definition of success. This is going to be the place to be. And we're opening on my 15th year in business on the 10th of October. So go to garydas.com/success. garydas.com/success, or just click the link in the show notes or the description and it will take you straight there to register for the waiting list. Be there first because we have some special things for you as a waiting list member. You will get first opportunity ahead of anybody else, and you'll get your return on investment by just watching those 2 talks from Mark Wright alone. Thanks very much indeed for being a fan, a follower, listening and watching to the episode. I look forward to seeing you next week. Look forward to seeing you then.